want to take a moment and talk about one aspect of a very comprehensive gun plan by the White House. And that one aspect is its elimination of so-called ghost guns. Now, I want to talk about two aspects of that particular ban. One, what it actually says, and two, what's been going on in court, because it's been bouncing back and forth. So let's start with kind of what it actually says, because one of my big concerns was I actually know a few gun hobbyists who build their own guns. And they're proud of these guns, they're collectors to them, and does this make them a felon? Well, the answer is no. If this particular ban ends up going through, the answer is no. Because what the ban was on is the sale of it, the commercial aspect of it. So if you were a store, you couldn't buy or sell those, but as a person, you definitely can. Now, I want to talk about what's been going on with the court system, because that's a big one, because ultimately the White House put out this ban. Then it was appealed. There was a lot of court cases coming up about that, and it made its way to the appeals court. Now, the Supreme Court then interceded and said that they would allow this ban to continue until the lower courts have decided on it. The appeals court have decided on it. So they essentially said, okay, it's going to stay in place until that court case plays out. So ultimately what we had was we had the Supreme Court saying yes to the White House's ban on these guns. But recently, the appeals court has come out and said, no, you can't ban those. So ultimately, we almost have a reverse of what we've seen last year, where appeals courts are kind of saying, no, you can do these terrible anti-Second Amendment things. And then the Supreme Court is saying, no, you can't do that. But now what we have is just the reverse of that with this particular aspect, is the Supreme Court gave it the go-ahead. You can go ahead and do that, but it was based on the outcome of that lower court, and that just came out, and the lower court said, no, this is not constitutional, White House. So that's where we're at right now. I'm sure it's going to kind of continue to go down a path, but right now, either way, if you own one of these guns and you're not selling it or you're not involved in the commercial aspect of it, it's legal either way. But as far as the commercial aspect of it and your ability to purchase these in the future, that so far the appeals court has given the green light that that is okay to do, that the White House is unconstitutional in their aspects of trying to ban these guns. And that's kind of where we're sitting right now. So I just wanted to give you a quick update. We're going back and forth. And this was of particular interest to me, again, because it was the opposite of what we've seen through the federal courts over the last few years. Is typically the lower court says, yes, you can be anti-Second Amendment, and the Supreme Court says, no, you can't do that. But here we have the opposite. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, let you know where it is right now in case you own one of these or in case you have one in your future. But that's it. So any thoughts or insights you might have on this, definitely put that below. Would like to take a moment and say that most people watch this channel are not subscribers to this channel. Please take a moment and hit that subscribe button. Greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these messages out. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.